Hey there everyone, Fezboy here. Today we have another video. Today I'm going to go over and showcase my collection of all 14 custom painted and made Doctors from Doctor Who series. Let's get started with the first Doctor. So starting off, we have my custom first Doctor. This Doctor is all purist because I just felt like these pieces made him look like the first Doctor. So he just has normal black legs, the penguin fur coat, and then he has the hair from Nearly Headless Nick. Then I gave him the penguin head for the monocle, but I also have this other head that I like to use. I haven't decided exactly which one I prefer better, so I'm using both of them. You have this one, which makes him look a bit more older, and, a bit more less happy, which, that's one of the differences between the two. One looks a bit more happy with the monocle, the other one looks a bit more older, but less happy. But yeah, let's move on to the second Doctor. So here we have the second Doctor, which I used some dark brown legs. Then I painted a black body black then I added the white undershirt with the overcoat. I have some black arms with flesh-colored hands. I used a clone head that I thought looked like the second Doctor. Then I used Frodo's hairpiece as his frizzled hair. I think this one also came out really good. I really liked how I did my bow tie and my buttoned-up shirt. I think this one is really good. Now let's move on to the third Doctor. So here we have the third Doctor. He has normal black legs, black arms with flesh hands. He has a black body with a white painted undershirt with his bow tie and the outer jacket. I wasn't able to get the poofiness right, so I just decided to go with all white, which I think turned out really well. You also have his hair that I painted gray, which is just normal Ron Weasley hairpiece in gray. Then I used this head. So, yeah, let's move on to the fourth Doctor. So here we have one of my personal favorite Doctors from this classic era, and one of my favorite customs that I made, the fourth Doctor. So starting off, he just has some normal brown legs. Then he has a dark brown body that I painted on the jacket detailing. Then I used the scarf piece and painted it the beige color and then added the coloring details. I used the, one of the heads from the Ghostbusters. I don't remember exactly what his name was. It's not on top of my head. But we have the Rex Danger Vest hair and hat combo, which I just painted the hat dark brown. And yeah, I think he turned out really well. I really like him. And I think the face actually translates really well to Tom Baker's face. So let's move on to the fifth Doctor. So here we have the fifth Doctor. So he has white legs. Then he has a tan coat body, which I used the coat body from the Edric Killian minifig from the Iron Man 3 boat set. Then I painted in the white dress vest and then the white button-up shirt with the question mark collar. I added the decorative celery on the side. Then I also added the red detailing on the outlines of the shirt folds. Then I just used a head that I thought looked good for the fifth Doctor, and I used Lloyd's hairpiece from the Lego Ninjago movie. I think this one also turned out really well, and let's move on to the sixth Doctor. Here we have the sixth Doctor. So I used some yellow legs from the raincoat minifig from the Hidden Side Shrimp Boat Attack. Then I used a Joker body with the vest, painted half side black, added the white parts and the yellow parts, and I already had the purple, so it made a really good design for his multicolored shirt. Then I added a dark red paper coat, which I think turned out really nicely. He has an orange arm and a dark red arm. He has a head that I thought looked good for how the sixth Doctor looked. And he has this spiky bedtime minifigure hair, but in this nougat color, which I also think looks good for his poofy hair. Let's move on to the seventh Doctor. So here we have the seventh Doctor. So he has just some normal dark tan legs. I gave him a dark brown paper jacket. Then I made his vest detailing with a white body. Then I used, blue and red to make the lines and then the question marks. I gave him his red question mark umbrella, so I just took an umbrella piece and painted the tip red so it looks like a red question mark. Then I put the fin hair on top and used this head. I also made a hat, the white hat that he is always wearing too. So I think this turns out really well. Now let's move on to the 8th Doctor. So here we have the 8th Doctor. I used some dark brown legs. I used this brown body with this jacket design, which I thought looked really neat. I believe this is Frodo's head, or one of the Hobbit's head. I used Ron's hairpiece from the first Harry Potter minifig series and painted it this dark brown to match his hairstyle. I think it turned out really well. This Frodo head really makes him look, that frizzled, war-torn Doctor feel, which is how the 8th Doctor is. So let's move on to the War Doctor. So here is probably one of my top 3 favorite customs that I made out of all 14 Doctors. It's the War Doctor. So I used Professor Moody's body and legs, and I painted the bottom half of the legs brown to look like boots. And then the jacket just continues, which I think looks really nice for the War Doctor. I used Old Man Luke's head from the Advent calendar. And then I used just some bedtime nappy hair minifig hair piece in the dark tan for his hair. I think this really turned out nice, especially the face. It really looks like the War Doctor with all the details. And yeah, let's move on to the 9th Doctor. So here we have my 9th Doctor. I used some normal black legs. I used the Rebel Trooper body instead of the blue arms, I took them out and used some black arms. Then for the face, I used Cedric Diggory's face from the Harry Potter minifig series. Then I used the Black Widow's peak hair for the slicked back hair. I think this turned out really nice. I really like the Rebel Trooper jacket because it really looks like his leather jacket, and with the blue shirt, it just looks like one of his interchangeable shirts that he has throughout the series. So let's move on to the 10th Doctor. So here we have my favorite Doctor, and probably my favorite custom that I made, my custom Lego 10th Doctor. So I already showed this off in one of my shorts, but let me just show it off again. So I painted the dark blue body with the tie and the lines. I used silver Sharpie for the lines, and I like how it's kind of worn out too, which is just the way it's happened when me making my movie and whatnot. I painted on the white shoes, gave him his own sonic screwdriver. I used the Moody head, but I just used the David Tennant face and painted on a smile so he doesn't have his tongue sticking out. And then I have his coat right here, which I actually made to be interchangeable so you can take it off, but since you still have the brown arms, I decided to also give him a pair of dark blue arms so he'll look like he doesn't have a jacket, and so you can change out the dark brown with the blue. And this one also looks really nice. I like both of the versions I made, and so yeah, let's move on to the 11th Doctor. So here we have my 11th Doctor minifig. I didn't really change anything from the original from the Lego Idea set. The only reason I have these dark brown legs instead of the other ones is just because I couldn't find mine with the printing on the bottom. And the only other thing I changed was this hairpiece. I changed it to this less bulky hairpiece. It's just the way I described the one they use. This one looks like his longer hair, but also makes it look more like the 11th Doctor. I also have his fez, because this is an important part of the 11th Doctor, because fezzes are cool, and so are bow ties. And so yeah, let's move on to the 12th Doctor. So here's my 12th Doctor. So this Doctor is just from the Lego Idea set. I didn't change anything from it. I really like the printing on the bottom legs. It really transitions nicely. I like the sonic screwdriver mold that they made, which looks amazing. I love it. And I wish we got a 10th Doctor, I wish they'd release more Doctor Who sets, but I'll talk about that later. And the hairpiece really looks nice for him. I love the headpiece. It really looks like Peter Capaldi's head, or face. And so yeah, let's move on to the 13th Doctor. So here we have my custom 13th Doctor. So I used the hairpiece from the Mayor from the Clayface set from the Lego Batman movie. I used a black body, the designer girl's body, and painted it black from the mystery minifig series with the coder girl with the robot. So I kept the outlines to make it look slimmer. I added they're called suspenders. That's what they're called. and with different lines on the shirt. The blue legs are just normal blue legs, but I added the brown shoes with the skin poking out, which was a very hard thing for me to get right with the paint, because I had to mix my own paint to try to match the flesh tone, which I actually think I got pretty good. It's a bit off, but you're never going to be able to get it perfectly unless LEGO releases LEGO paint that looks like the exact color. I also gave her the gray paper jacket, which also I think really looks really nice. So yeah, let's move on to my final thoughts and opinions. So these are my top 3 customs that I made: the 4th Doctor, War Doctor, and 10th Doctor. I really like how all of these come out, and these are my favorite ones that I've made, and pretty much my favorite Doctors. My favorite Doctors go from 10th, then 11th and 12th are tied for 2nd. Then 3rd is Tom Baker's 4th Doctor. Then the War Doctor is just a really nice, cool idea. So he's like in 4th place, but we didn't really get to see a lot of him, so it's really hard to say he's a better Doctor than, say, the 3rd Doctor or 5th Doctor. But some of my final opinions are, I really wish LEGO did more Doctor Who sets so we could get more official minifigs than just the 11th Doctor, that was the 12th and 11th Doctor. And I really hope Doctor Who gets more popular so LEGO would release more sets, because I really want a Dalek and Cyberman Battle Pack. I want all the Doctors with their own sonic screwdrivers. I want another TARDIS set with more detail, with the more pieces they have now and the more detail they can jam-pack into it. And I just want more Doctor Who sets, because I really think that it deserves more than just the one set than the Dimension sets. But yeah. The other thing I would say is I really wish LEGO would release paint with the exact color of the LEGO pieces. So for the customizers out there, you don't have to mix paints or anything. You can just buy them from the LEGO store or on Shop at Home or wherever you find paints, and you have the exact color of, say, the skin tone, so you don't have to try to match it with anything else. And I also wish they'd also release sheets of just the fabric that they use for minifigs for capes and waist pieces, because I think that would be really nice. But yeah, those were all 14 of my custom-made LEGO Doctors from the Doctor Who series. Stay tuned for more customs. Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Tell me what you think of all these. Tell me if there's any ideas that you think could make them better, like face prints or leg pieces. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. Have a good day. Stay wibbly wobbly. And allons-y!